Now everybody, I've reviewed the best Star Wars film and the worst Star Wars film. And some other films, some good, some bad. However, now it's time for the only Star Wars film that is just okay. Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi is directed by Richard Marquand, and it is produced by George Lucas, of course, and it is the third Star Wars film made in 1983, starring Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Billy Dee Williams, Anthony Daniels, Kenny Baker, James Earl Jones, Peter Mayhew, and Frank Oz. And well guys, I've reviewed one Star Wars trilogy, and also that Clone Wars movie. In addition, I've reviewed 2 seasons of Rebels, so now it's time to finish the original trilogy with Return of the Jedi in order to build up for Rogue One. And speaking of which, a Rogue One trailer didn't air that long ago, so yeah, I guess that's convenient here. But I don't really have anything else to say, so let's get into the review. By the way, just so you know, there is going to be poorer quality when it comes to actual film footage, just because I'm using an older version of the DVD, and also there are no good versions of the original cut. However, I'm going to use that just because I prefer the original cut, and I probably will do a video on the special editions later on. But, yeah, so let's go and put it in, I guess. Start. So, after a relatively long opening crawl, essentially it's ending after a cliffhanger, which means it could literally go anywhere. However, essentially where we are right now is we're right in the middle, or right at the start, of a rescue mission to rescue Han Solo from Jabba the Hutt. In the meantime, the new Death Star is being rebuilt by the Empire. But before we get to that cool Jabba stuff and Han and Tatooine, first we've got to meet our main villain, Darth Vader. Now, the last time we saw him, he was starting to have this connection with Luke, and we see him expand on it in this movie. Furthermore, he is now investing on a new Death Star, and he announces that someone more powerful than Darth Vader is showing up, which is crazy. But now to Luke's plan. What's the first thing he does? He sends 2 droids. One of them is so useless. C-3PO is essentially as useful as Google Translate. Like, there's no point in him. But, anyway, so Luke sends them to Jabba the Hutt for some reason, and, droid slavery. Luke gives his own 2 droids, which he bought off some Jawas, and sells them as slaves to a giant slug. However, one thing I do have to point out here is the makeup and prosthetics are amazing, and the puppetry for Jabba. I mean, they couldn't fit the Jabba puppet in an oven, so they had to, like, put him in, like, a boiling hot room or something crazy like that. And thank God it pays off, because Jabba looks amazing as a puppet here. And, yeah, I mean, I must say, that is one thing that I love. Whenever it's practical in these Star Wars films, it's great. I believe that these characters are really there, which is really good.
Token of my goodwill, I present to you a gift. These 2 droids.
Don't be afraid, Americans and Africans, because you're not the only ones involved in a slave trade, because it looks like you're just allowed to sell droids to people, regardless if the droid likes it or not. Hashtag droid lives matter.
Artu, look! Captain Solo, and he's still frozen in carbonite.
For some reason, there's a theory that when Han Solo's in carbonite, he's dreaming the Indiana Jones films, and that's all they are. Han Solo's dreams. In which case, well, that would actually kind of be awesome. And I thought droid lives couldn't get more depressing. Now they're literally moulding things onto droids' feet, even though it's not actually touching their feet. So great, not only is there droid slavery, but there's now also droid torture. Will there ever be an end to this mess? And this is the point where I say, thank God I have the original theatrical version of the film. Otherwise I'd be watching something far worse. And also, we get even more slavery. God damn it, Star Wars Return of the Jedi. And Jabba's acting a bit pervy, but whatever. We'll just move on. At least Boba Fett's here, and he looks pretty cool. I wonder what Boba Fett's gonna do in this film. I mean, we didn't get much dialogue from him in the last film. However, he still is pretty cool, so yeah, we'll see. Anyway, after Jabba, kills a slave, and C-3PO and R2-D2 are forced to be slaves, now Chewie is captured by a really short bounty hunter to become a slave. Who is this really short bounty hunter? I don't care. Oh yeah, and Lando's here as well, at seemingly random, considering everyone else who comes here gets caught except Lando. And then we cut to the night time where the midgety bounty hunter thing comes to look at Han in the middle of the night, because why not? Have you guessed? So, this random short bounty hunter unfroze Han. Okay, never mind, it's Leia. Thank goodness. Thought the short bounty hunter and Han were gonna have a kiss for a second. God. Oh, and, it's a setup as well. Great, so that means Jabba and his crew have been waiting behind a curtain for several hours. No wonder Jabba's that fat. And then Han's sent to prison where he reunites with Chewie. And I just want you to appreciate this next moment here. In my opinion, this shot here alone is just awesome. I mean, it's been ages since we have seen Luke, and my Luke has changed a lot here. And when we see the things he does, he's just taking out Gamorreans instantly, Jedi mind-tricking characters. He is great. However, let's be honest here, we're not focusing on Luke here, are we? Nothing. And so Luke attempts to, oh wait, I'm not using the right image here, sorry. And then he, oh god damn it, okay, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to leave that image there. I mean, let's face it, that's what we're all really here to see. Can I see a, thank you. I don't know about you, but this is the Star Wars action figure I want. And Luke's very different in this. One thing I like is how he is in the beginning of the movie, and ooh. You know, there's all this Leia stuff, I need to drop it. Thanks, Jabba. Oh, and also, how does Lando not put in his smooth lines here? Oh, that's probably why. And can I just say here, for a second I thought the Rancor was CGI. He is not CGI, he is just a phenomenal looking practical thing here. As I said, when it comes to the originals, they know what they're doing with their practicals, and it's phenomenal here. What? Wait, did Luke killed the Rancor with a door? Huh? And shut up, Leia. I'm the one who's feeling happy. You see? So they're all thrown onto a poorly composited CGI barge where R2-D2 is driving them around. Droid slavery. Hashtag droid lives matter. And Luke is expected to walk the plank into a giant mouth in the sand. Jesus Christ. I feel so sorry for that guy's digestive system. It's just sand, sand, sand.
I don't like sand.
And next up, we get a really awesome scene of Luke conspiring with everyone else, which is just such a cool moment to have in this movie. I mean, it's not to the level of episode 4 and 5, it is still a pretty good film, and this scene demonstrates it. Hell yeah, that just makes you want to kill a load of things that I'm not actually hitting. Well, that's embarrassing. But Jesus Christ, that is cool. And oh my god, it's green. Now, bearing in mind, at this point, we'd only seen a red and a blue one. However, we'd never seen a green one. And this sequence is just awesome. I mean, yeah, I really like the desert sequence right here. However, there is one problem with it, which is right here. And with a burp goes one of Star Wars' coolest characters. He was set up a lot in episode 5 and earlier now and just gets killed off like a wuss. Then Leia kills Jabba. I guess the slave killing the master is a pretty cool thing, and it all blows up. And now we meet the Emperor. Now, Ian McDiarmid does actually do a really good job at being this sinister, shriveled old man. His face is hidden in darkness. He has such weird scars that aren't explained, which just makes his character so interesting. And of course, we all know they cover it really badly. Cue the clip I used before.
I don't like
This movie. Luke returns to Dagobah. He finds a dying Master Yoda, and he explains that there is another Skywalker. Rest in peace, Yoda. And Ben explains that Luke's sister is Leia. Ugh. Back at the Rebel base, they're all discussing the new Death Star, the Death Star 2, which is orbiting the moon of Endor. However, it's going to need a strike team to go down on the planet and destroy a shield generator so ships can fly and destroy it. New Hope style. Wow, pretty fitting that this is the last Star Wars film I review until it actually comes to Rogue One. P.S. It's pretty obvious right now, but I have a cold while the time that this part is recording. What's worse, that this guy's name is Akbar, is that his species are called Mon Calamari. And of course our strike team is Luke, Han, Leia, and Chewie. Where's Lando? Well, he's leading the fleet. However, the Emperor isn't the only one with a plan. He's prepared a fleet, he's prepared a cannon, and what the hell are those two? Are they... Hold on. Have the prequels just been proved wrong? Because those things look just like two versions of the Emperor. I don't know much of the Star Wars comic lore and so on. Then we get a tense scene of the shuttle trying to fly past the cruiser and attempting to trick it and Darth Vader. And we're starting to see this connection between Luke and Vader really expand in this movie, which is very interesting in my eyes. Now on Endor, Luke and Leia chase after various scout troopers back to their base. However, Leia's lost and... we meet Wicket. Now, this is the biggest problem with this film, in my opinion. The Ewoks are like mini Jar Jar Binkses. Except from, there's a lot of them, and they're fluffy teddy bears. And they're meant for children's comic relief, but they're not adults' comic relief. So, essentially only a child or someone that just goes, "Aww" to everything would enjoy it. And, yeah, not such a good idea. You're going into prequel territory, movie. Do never go to prequel territory.
Dead animal, Chewie.
Chewie, wait, don't!
And now everybody, Star Wars Return of the Jedi has turned into Ninja Turtles. And then they get captured by Ewoks. But now there's 30 Ewoks. And out of everything, they think C-3PO is a god. Which is kind of insulting to me just because C-3PO is the most useless character. But it's not executed well. So, Ewoks, how long do we have to live with these things for? Oh, and also these tiny furry creatures are now cannibals as well. What the hell is going on? But they all become friends because Leia's there for some reason, and also Luke makes C-3PO fly. Well, that's great. Then C-3PO gives a quick movies on the story so far. I'm gonna hire that guy.
He's my father. My sister has it.
My thoughts exactly, Leia. My thoughts exactly. And now Luke surrendered to Darth Vader, and in a span of about a couple of minutes, he's on the Death Star. Wow. Nothing to say about that other than that was pretty damn cool. So anyway, they break into the shield generator and Ewok shenanigans, but of course I'm not showing that because it doesn't matter. Oh, and hey, Luke's here already. Nice.
Welcome, young Skywalker.
Anyway, the Emperor is trying to turn Luke to the dark side so he can do stuff for them, and poor Vader. Feel so sorry for Daddy here. Wait, no. So let me get this straight. Luke's captured, Han throws a thing over a guy, and now he's captured as well. Well, I guess at least the fleet's fine? God damn it, okay, I guess no one's safe, so I guess they've upped the ante by an Imperial blockade showing up filled with TIE fighters that can't hit anything. Honestly, how does people not notice this? Stormtroopers can't hit a thing. And Luke can't do anything, because you bloody handed yourself in, you idiot. And then the Star Wars Celebration Parade show up. So do the damn Care Bears. So you're telling me that Han, Chewie, Leia, and a series of rebel commandos can't take on stormtroopers, but little teddy bears with sticks and stones can? What on earth is going on? I mean, look at this. They're throwing rocks at a metal, shielded, moving, aiming, firepower machine with an army, and it gets taken out by 2 tree trunks. The Death Star is active, and what the hell is that? What even is that guy? As I was saying, the Death Star turns out to be active, and I guess I gotta use this twice then. So after Han gets inside, then he's captured and taken out, and he needs to be saved by teddy bears. Now R2-D2 is freaking broken. What did you say earlier?
We'll take care of this.
Good job, you just caused the deaths of tiny teddy bears. Heck, why can't they just be Wookiees? Then they'd be far less annoying. And they kill off the only other black character in this film. Seriously, are the Star Wars films racist or something? It's starting to trigger me a lot.
My lord, is that legal?
Never mind, yes, Star Wars is racist. And then Luke finally gives in to anger and he pulls out his lightsaber and another saber fight between Luke and Vader starts. I just don't care about this battle anymore, I'm sorry. As soon as it gets to the point where Chewbacca does a Tarzan impression, I'm done. And they essentially win the battle thanks to Build-A-Bears. And along with Cloud City, Darth Maul, and Starkiller Base, this may be one of the better Star Wars lightsaber fights. Why? It has such an eerie atmosphere, it gives you goosebumps when you see how violent Luke is becoming now he's given into the dark side. Oh, there is one problem which I have with the dark side, which is, it's too black and white for me. You may be thinking, what on earth do you mean? The Star Wars villains can be layered like Darth Vader is, but the thing that he supports isn't layered, which I have a problem with. Why has no one thrown a lightsaber? It would be the most efficient projectile weapon, and using the Force, you could just essentially use it as a throwing knife. Heck, why hasn't there been any sort of knife saber thing? That would make a lot of sense. As I said, for the last time here, how on earth is it that Ewoks beat the Empire? The technologically advanced people. Okay, the Gungans only beat the droids because this guy was in a ship and blew up a thingy. Otherwise the Gungans would all be dead. And this phenomenal moment continues as Vader finds out that he has a daughter.
You will not turn to the dark side. Then perhaps she will.
And with that, Luke goes manic and brutal, which makes this fight scene a lot better than other Star Wars fight scenes. It feels real, it feels like they're trying to kill each other. And Luke snapping here causes him to finally beat Darth Vader in the fight, giving into rage. Wait a second, why doesn't everyone use the dark side then? The dark side people always win, don't they? And then we get some excellent symbolism here, as Luke remembers that this is his own father, that they are very similar. They were both manipulated by the Emperor. And what does Luke do?
Never. I'll never turn to the dark side.
And there is one of the best Star Wars lightsaber fights out there. And as for the Emperor, what does he do? He shoots lightning out of his freaking fingers and gives Luke an epileptic shock. It'd be kind of ironic if someone actually did have epilepsy from this scene. And with all the charges in place, Han and the rest leave just in time to see the thing go down. And so now all the ships can fly inside of the second Death Star and blow it up. But oh my god, Luke is being tortured. And another problem with the Ewoks here, complete tonal shift. And that, my friends, is the hell yeah moment that the trilogy was building to. The Emperor died, and what do you have to say for yourself, Palpatine? Or Sheev?
In time, you will call me Master.
Yeah, good job. And now with the cruiser gone and the Millennium Falcon with a scratch on it now, and a series of other ships have flown into the second Death Star. With some really poor CGI. But anyway, when it comes to Sith Lords, it's 2 for the price of 1, as Darth Vader is now dying.
Help me take this mask off.
Yeah, let's not take his mask off. Can I point out, he looks like an egg. Anyway, now Anakin's finally dead, I can now celebrate. Because I always wanted this kid to die. So, with one of the worst child actors dead, I'm gonna have fireworks for that, and the Death Star reactor dead, I think it's time that Lando got out of here, before he is forever engulfed in flames. Luke gets out just in time, and Michael Bay directs this scene.
He's my brother.
He is indeed Leia. Clearly you felt it here as well.
He's my brother.
Okay, please tell me that please tell me that the only time Leia ever kisses someone after this is Han. Please tell me that is the only time and she never kisses Luke again. And of course, it's time to celebrate. There's Ewoks, there's Han, there's Lando, C-3PO, the Rebels, R2-D2, Wicket, Chewbacca, and decapitated Stormtrooper heads. Plus, Luke and Leia are reunited after Luke burns Vader's body, which means he is not Snoke people, nor is Mace Windu. Hell, even the dead people are celebrating this. Great. So the film and the analysing is over. Now for my overall thoughts. And, it's good. It's not great, it's not bad, it's just good. It's not as iconic as the others. It's not as fun as Episode 4. It's not as interesting as Episode 5. It's not as action-packed as Episode 3 and the other prequels. And it's not as inventive as Episode 7. In addition to that, it isn't structured very well as a film. It starts with this disjointed Act 1, where literally no characters, well, except from Boba Fett, he's the only character that's changed, because he's put into the Sarlacc Pit's digestive system. That's not what I want with a Star Wars film. I want it to go inventive into new places, and there isn't that sense of awe from this film. Granted, there still are very good character moments, however, for every good character, there are underdeveloped ones, and incestuous moments. and the Ewoks, some of the most annoying creatures existing. I can't tell you how much it annoyed me with the Ewoks, as they were a complete tonal shift and weren't that convincing to me, which annoyed me. It's pretty well directed, pretty well acted, pretty well written, where there are some sloppy moments, has great chemistry between characters, great practical and CGI effects, but it just isn't handled with the same care and effect that the others were. In my eyes, it's quite literally, someone tried to make a good film, they tried harder to hold up, and then they just gave up. That's what episode 6 feels like to me, and guys, that is it. So you're probably wondering what I'm going to do after this. Well, in November, at some point, I'm going to be reviewing both the Clone Wars TV serials and the Clone Wars TV show. And then, next month, it will obviously be Rogue One. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. For a start, check out my Twitter, at MissChicken4321, and also check out my gaming channel, MissChicken167. And if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye!